You guys had a great day. If you traded today, were successful. As always, I'm going to briefly go over the S&P 500 E-mini futures for today, Tuesday, May 20th. I was traveling the whole day today, so I wasn't able to trade, but I've reviewed and I'm going to go through kind of my hypothesis and hypotheses on the day and the trades I think I would have taken or the most ideal trades that I saw today. Um, as always, like I always say, um, all credit to Al Brooks. His trading course will be down below. Master of price action. So if you want to learn more about price action, go check that out. And then, as always, huge shout out to Troy H, my teacher. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be trading. So huge thanks to both those guys. As always, the purple lines are the highs and the lows of yesterday. I want to try to fly through this pretty quick. I've had a very busy, long day, so I'm tired. So if I miss anything, I apologize. They opened up into a trading range, kind of bouncing off and automatically kind of testing the pre-market low on bar 4 and 5. So I was very careful in here. I got to watch this open because I was at the airport. I didn't take any trades and I had to hop on a flight around bar 12. So I stopped looking. But after looking at it this afternoon, kind of opened up into a trading range. And you could even see or say that this was starting to create a breakout triangle um, right here. So it kind of opened up pretty big and then started to kind of break out smaller and smaller. And then you can see it had a huge reversal. And you can kind of even see that on bar 9 and 10, it kind of starts to push up. Really has a lot of upside to the EMA. 11 tries to break through and fails. 12 tries to break through and fails. So you could almost just say that you think that this is gonna, you kind of rejected the low of the Globex, has this compounding triangle that's in a need of a breakout. So it's kind of in breakout mode. You're just not really sure which way. But I think that after 13, it would have been not the best trade, maybe a little bit risky. I probably would have waited until 14 jumped above the EMA. And you could have scalped this. I would say it's a second leg breakout. 9 and 10 is leg one. It tries to break through, pulls back, finally breaks through on 14, and this is leg two after this triangle. So one, pull back two. You could have waited until 14 kind of got this push above the EMA, where you're pretty positive it's going to close, and you could have scalped in about there, made 5 points. Probably not a trade I would have taken, a little risky, and you could have already seen that it was 1, 2. And then you get a big reversal on 17 and 18 pushing below the EMA, 3 bars. This could almost even get a second leg, but with the trend for the overall market so far being bullish, wouldn't have taken anything like this. I'd be careful letting 19 through 22 confuse you as well as a new breakout above the EMA because this could be 1, pullback 2, deep pullback 3. This could have been the third leg of this original breakout. Then it kind of goes back into the trading range sideways quite a bit. Um, the next thing that I saw is there's this, after it goes sideways, I feel like this is 3 pushes, it's over. And then there's a push down on 25, 26, 27. It's nothing too significant and maybe not something that I would have taken, but about over 8 points. And then it kind of gets this complicated pullback to the EMA, and you could see the rejection of the EMA on 31. So you could have scalped in pretty quickly on the close of 31 again and made about 5 points. You could say this is 1 complicated pullback, 2 pushes down, but it's still kind of in a trading range, so not the best trade. I think the next really good trade you could have made is you could even say this is 1 pullback, 2 pullback, 3, and then you get a trend reversal right away, breaking above the EMA. 4 bar micro channel, 38 had a good close on its high with a big micro gap. You have 2 tick gaps in here, 4 legs up. I always look for 4 leg micro channels. 40 gets this, tries to pull back and fails, so it's clearly a pullback failure. Could have the potential to maybe go down to the EMA, try to test it a little bit more. But if you were anxious, you could have hopped in there. You could have hopped in on any of these pullbacks, expecting a second leg up, and could have scalped another 5 points. If you had the objective in mind that it was going to go 10, you probably would have gotten stopped out break even, or I would have gotten stopped out break even. But I think at this point, with the kind of how trading range it had been, not making any massive pushes, I probably would have just scalped for 5 points. And then kind of reverses again and goes sideways. You can see a couple pushes down, or probably 3 pushes down for the Bears here. 46 to 47 push, pullback rejects the EMA, breaks through the EMA at 49, and it gets its third leg on 52. I then saw my favorite trade of the day that I saw when I was reviewing. You get bars 53 through 57, kind of sideways, restarting the leg count. You get a great 3-bar micro channel with 2 micro gaps and a tick gap going down over 20 points. This is in a great need of a second leg, high probability. And if you measure all out Fibonacci, it pulls back to kind of a good 33% to 40% level. So I probably would have waited for confirmation just how the day had been. So you could have seen this leg 1 pull back. You get confirmation of leg 2 on 63. You sell the close of 63, expecting it to go a lot lower. You sit through kind of these doji bars and eventually make 10 to 13 points on bar 67. The last trade that I saw that, it's towards the end of the day, so it's a little sketchy, but you get this 4-bar reversal trend trying to push through the EMA. I think it'd be really hard to maybe get in on. You could make an argument to get in on 72, scalp up for 10 right there, thinking that this is a 4-bar micro channel up, needs to push through, tries to push through, fails, pullback failure, rip up, but I think that's a little sketchy. But the only thing that I saw is that you could have counted this as one leg or even one pullback 2, pullback 3. But once it breaks through the EMA, this rejects the EMA pullback on 75 and it rejects it again on 76. I think 76 is a clear indicator that this is going to go up higher. And once again, this is very end of the day, so it's definitely not the best, smartest trade, a little sketchy, but it does get a 13-point push up. Quickly reviewing the 15-minute chart for today, you can just see little interesting day. Mostly the Bears got a push down. It was the S&P closed very close, I think 3%. And upward momentum is at its high, so the Bears are definitely getting some movement, trying to have people not break through the S&P 500's all-time high. But yeah, that was my quick analysis, quick breakdown. I know it was really quick today. I didn't really go into super depth on price action. Sorry about that. I'm tired. It's been a busy day of traveling. Once again, busy week. I'm at a graduation, so I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to post every single day this week, but I'm going to try. And if you guys made it to the end of the video, thank you so much. Al Brooks' course will be down below. Shout out Troy H. Thank you guys for watching.